Okay, guys, so breaking news here. A federal judge has blocked the Trump administration from abruptly deporting 600 unaccompanied Guatemalan children, perhaps with a matter of hours, granting an emergency restraining order after advocates called the plan illegal and dangerous. Okay, plaintiff's complaint motion for temporary restraining order. What does that say? As the plaintiffs have decided the 4 factors governing the issue. The defendant shall not remove any of the individual plaintiffs from the United States. He tried to kidnap 600 children. Just saying, like, that's what it, because if, like, anyone else tried to take 600 kids out of the country without telling anyone, like, that's kidnapping, right? I mean, I think, is that kidnapping? That's kidnapping, right? That's Like, subscribe, don't forget, share. It helps with the algorithm, and I'm new here, so it would really be so grateful to you. Let's keep going. Listen to this. In the dead of night, while most Americans were sleeping, the Trump admin ripped 180 kids out of their beds in foster homes and shelters and loaded them into the vans headed for deportation flights to Guatemala. It took lawyers around the country working through the night to stop them. I mean, he literally was just taking orphans. He tried to 600 orphans, as if these kids aren't suffering enough. But that is the point of this administration, cruelty. That's the point. Also, I'd like to point out that this is also a man who, I'm sorry, in my opinion, was part of the Epstein trafficking ring. This is a man who's completely comfortable hurting children, in my opinion. Okay, in images shared by firefighters from the scene, a U.S. Customs and Border Protection vehicle is parked nearby. Officers wearing police vests are seen arresting a firefighter while another appears to be restrained. According to one of the firefighters, they were denied the chance to say goodbye to the detained crew members. I asked them if his family can say goodbye to him because they're family, and they're just ripping them away, the firefighter told the Times. And this is what he said: "You need to get that out of here. I'm going to make you leave." This is how we're allowing masked men with no badges treat our firefighters. Firefighters. I'm going to say it again. Random men, okay, because they are random. If you have a mask and no badge and you try to throw me in a van, I'm sorry to say, one of us is going to die that day, even if it's me. What they're allowing and what can happen is people now can pretend that they're ICE. They can just have, no badge, mask, van, period. That's it. 4 men have been arrested around the country for impersonating ICE, 2 of which sexually assaulted women. Watch your kids. Watch your wives and daughters. Be careful. And this is how they're treating firefighters now. Exactly the same way that they treated them at the Capitol, those police, on January 6th. But we know that Trump is completely fine with criminal behavior. He pardoned all of them. I mean, he himself is a felon.
In a door frame by rioters pushing and screaming, "Heave ho!" This is the same door, but a different officer, dragged out of the line of D.C. police officers trying to push the rioters out of the Capitol. It is hard to see through the crowd, but the officer, desperate and alone, was beaten, stomped, and hit with the flagpole.
Basically, we had 2 Border Patrol agents arrest firefighters while they were in the middle of fighting a wildfire.
Meantime, in Washington, Border Patrol arrested 2 firefighters working on the Bear Gulch fire. That is the largest in the state, burning more than 9,000 or so acres. Agents say both firefighters are in the U.S. illegally and that one has been deported before. Oregon Senator Ron Wyden also posted on X saying one of the firefighters is from Oregon and that his office is working to find him. Lawyers with the nonprofit Innovation Law Lab are representing that man, and they have not been able to locate him.
This is what your tax dollars are going to, guys. They're supposed to be more concerned, I thought, with criminals and rapists. That's not what they're doing at all. Maybe they've rounded up some of those criminals and rapists, but now they're also putting innocent people in the same cells as those criminals and rapists. People who have been here 50 plus years, 30 plus years, no criminal record, adding to the economy, minds their own business. I mean, do you actually think the abuelitas on the corner selling fruit are part of the cartel? You think they're running around committing crimes? They're not. They're not. They're selling you your fruit. But let's be real here. The Republican Party is always ass backwards. They are. They're part of the pro-life movement, yet they're comfortable ripping families apart through the mass deportations, treating humans like nothing. I thought you were pro-life. And then we have a gun control issue in the country. But they don't want to have any kind of gun control because, they're pro-life. And truth is, for pro-lifers that are also pro-mass deportation, just think of an abortion as me deporting someone who snuck in. You know what kills me more, though, is I did a debate recently in Nashville, and we were talking about mass deportation, and a guy in the audience came to the microphone because they were allowed to speak to us and, ask questions and debate. And he was, I'm here for mass deportation. We need more of it, blah, blah, blah. And we asked him, were you born here? And he said, no. And I said, get the out of my country. Get out of my country then. I mean, that's what the entire room had just rooted for, was all these mass deportations. He, an immigrant, is telling me immigrants need to leave. Then leave. I will 100% use their words against them. That's what we need to do. Because they live in this world of hypocrisy. Rules don't apply to them or something. But in reality, Trump is using national emergencies and fueling racism in this country to distract you from the big, beautiful bill that's going to screw you, okay? And to distract from the fact that he's in the Epstein files. He's a pedophile, in my opinion. That's the reality. And I'm saying in my opinion to cover my ass, because we're not going to do a Candace Owens here and talk about someone having a pussy or a penis and then get sued. No. But in my opinion, he's in those files. And it's not an opinion, it's a fact that the big beautiful bill is the ugliest piece of legislation written for the American people. Okay? While you're looking over here, hooting and hollering and cheering on these mass deportations, you're not looking over there at the thing that's going to screw you. $1 trillion in cuts to Medicaid, $186 billion cut from SNAP, which means that 18 million kids will go without free school lunches and 700,000 young adults will lose all, if not most, of their monthly benefits. So good luck feeding your kids. By the way, if your kid has cancer, sorry about it, they cut pediatric cancer research. Or are you a veteran? Did you fight for this country? We don't give a shit because we cut those benefits too. This is the Republicans doing that. This is the Republicans doing that. Oh, we want to take a woman's right away. To her body, to vote. I mean, oh, and then forget it. If you're black, if you're Jewish, if you're brown, if whatever, you're not white, you're not straight, you're not male, they don't give a shit about you. They just don't. The other thing I find interesting too is that a lot of the Republicans are so pro-America and they were all about less government for a long time. Don't tread on me. They also were so patriotic and they're so, constitutional, yet we're not carrying out due process. Okay, we're going completely against the Constitution. He is breaking the First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, 12th Amendment. He's undoing the Constitution. He's ignoring the Constitution. Checks and balances, gone. He's trying to control all three branches of government so that there is no checks and balances. The Founding Fathers weren't stupid when they wrote this system out. They knew that there needed to be checks and balances. They knew that we needed to keep each other accountable because they didn't want a monarchy anymore, a theocracy anymore, separation of church and state. These things are in place for a reason. And they also stated that people who come onto this land, the laws apply to them. The persons, not citizens, because they knew people will come here and they'll fuck around here and they need to find out here. So when a criminal comes to our country, I do think that we need to deport the criminals to prison, but they do have to go through due process and they do have to face our penalties. And we have to make sure that we're actually locking up guilty people and not innocent people. And as time goes on, we've seen that mass shootings have gone up. I did a video on that recently, right? Mass shootings have gone up. And in 1955, in the 60s, you could buy a gun through the mail, no background check, have it straight delivered. That's Kennedy. That's why the first piece of legislation was written in 1968 called the Gun Control Act, the GSA, or GCA. And it was because the rifle that was used to kill Kennedy was ordered through the mail and had a silencer, and so they had to put, restrictions on that. And then in 86, they passed the Firearm Ownership Protection Act, the FOPA, which took away some of the restrictions from the original GCA, but also put in place that civilians couldn't own new machine guns. So a little restriction on what type of weapons you could own. Then in 93, the Brady Act passed, which then, instilled background checks. But what's interesting about all of it is that mass shootings have gone up, even with pieces of legislation written through the 2020s too and stuff. But the difference between 1955 and 2025 is white men aren't in charge as much anymore. And most of these mass shooters, 97.7%, are male and more than 50% are white. So maybe, we do need gun control, but really I think white men need to get some self-control. They're bitching and moaning about how the world is. It's the world that you built. They don't like the responses they're getting now to what they built. Like, they don't like feminism, but in reality, feminism is just a means to capitalism. Because if you want your wife to stay at home with your kids, that means that you are going to have to provide a lot more money, and the pressure is on to provide and protect. Always bitching about the system that you built. Oh, a woman could never be president. She'd get her period and start a war. Well, what the hell is your excuse then? Because all the wars that have been started have been by men. Are you on your period? You surfing the crimson wave? Oh, a woman can't handle the pressure. Really? Then why are men 4 times more likely to kill themselves? Is it the pressure? No. It's the fact that women are able to adapt and do what we need to do to keep fucking going. We take our antidepressants if we need to, or we seek therapy if we need to. We do what we need to. We also build more community amongst ourselves. Like, girls have girls, you know what I mean? Like, I still have girls I hang out with. We still have sleepovers sometimes, or we'll go away for a weekend, we'll go shopping. Like, we talk things out, we hang out. I don't know what boys do when they hang out. I really don't know. What do you guys do? Actually, you know what? I want to know in the comments. What do guys do when you guys get together? Like, do you do boys' nights still? I don't know, and I am so curious. So, in the comments, let me know what you think about the kidnappings that Trump has attempted to do. Let me know what you think about, I don't know, gun control versus self-control. Let me know, boys, what you guys do on boys' night when you hang out. Like, subscribe, don't forget, share. It helps with the algorithm, and I'm new here, so it would really be so grateful to you. But also, again, let me know what you think in the comments about the attempted kidnappings. And boys, what the hell do you guys do on boys' night? I want to know. Anyway, guys, have a great day. I know we covered a lot in that video. I kind of jumped a little bit, but everything just ties together right now because it's all fascist acts. Anywho, welcome to the new America. Let me know what you think of it. Have a great day.